Welcome to the installation of the cupboard wardrobe model number 15406. Now we start with the item number 2L or 2R, as you can see in front here, which is the left and the right hand side of the bottom of the wardrobe. Now as you can see, we start with whenever you can see a white plastic ring, we put in the screw in. Now the trick from beginning to the end, whenever you put the screw in, make sure it's actually tied in just enough to touch the plastic ring only, but do not over tight it. If you do over tight it, it will result in not putting the item properly. Now as you can see, one there, 2, and we put one there, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 all together in this piece, and we do the same as for the other side as well. Once you finish, we start with the rail. As you can see, the rail for this side here, make sure you itemize and place it in properly, the left or the right hand side rail. When you put in the rail there, make sure the bottom platform should be on this side there, and there should be a hook. When you pull it out, the hook should be in the back, like so. And same as for the second piece, like that. And for the other side should be the opposite, which is the platform should be on the bottom and the hook should be in the back, like so. And the same as for the second one. Once you have aligned that, we put in the screw. For this side here, we put first, second, third, which is the oval hole there as indicated. We put in the screw in, one there, and also if you slide this one back, we put another one and the second. As you can see there, we count from the back, 1, 2, 3, also in the oval hole, and we tie in one more screw by using this screw over there. Okay, now we do also the same as the bottom one, and we also tie the same position for the other side as well. Next, we're doing the two piece, which is item number 20, which is the pink, as you can see there, and also one piece which is the white one, which got also the button down here, which is that two piece there. Now first we need to do is putting two wooden dowel. As you can see, one piece there, one there, and also one on the other side, and same as for the other piece as well. Now the golden rules for putting the wooden dowel is, every time you put in, make sure you hammer in 60% in and leave 40% out, like so. Next we got the item piece number 17, which is the platform for putting in the base. Now wherever you can see on this piece here, a plastic ring, you put in a screw, which is one there, and also one on the other side, like so. Once you've done that, we put installing the bottom piece in. Now before we put it in, next we put in slab in. As you can see there, the slab, when we put it in, make sure you put in the locking button. Now the golden rules for this one here, every time you put in locking button, make sure the arrow is always facing the hole where the screw is going to be putting in. So in this case it's like that. Okay, next we're facing the slate in like so, and then we gonna put in the slate like that. As you can see, you put it in, and we lightly put it in like so. Now we put one slate like that, and we lock in the device inside, and also on the other side we're also locking in this side there. Now by locking it, we turn the screwdriver in the clockwise direction, like so. Now it's totally loose. And then we do this way. And now this piece is done. Next we put the piece and then line up in position like so. Now before we put in, make sure you put in the locking device in 1 there, 2 there, 3 and 4 there. And then now we lock it in like so. Now we align in together. Once it's been aligned, it should look like that in this position. Now bear in mind the front piece of the unit, as you can see, is painted by pink, and this pink here should be look like that, and the rail should be going outward like this, and also the pink slate should be facing the front as well. And then the leg plastic piece there, and also plastic piece down here should be facing the front, and that way you know it's actually a correct lip positions. One is actually, once you have put it in properly and make sure it's nice and tight, we lock in all the locking device like so, and turning clockwise position of all the 4 locking device there, like that. Next we're going to put in this 2 slide here, which is item number 3, and you can identify by it's got 2 holes in the middle like that, and the other side as well. Now before we put it, we put in the wooden dowel, 1 there and 1 on each end, like so. And also we do 1 more piece, which is item number 19. As you can see, very similar inside, but they got no holes in it. Okay, and we also put in a dowel, 1 there, and also 1 wooden dowel on the other side as well. Okay, next gonna install in number 19 in this position in the middle, like that. And then once you finish, you also lock in with the locking device there, turning clockwise to lock it in. And now as for this 2 piece, which is the item number 3 that you have do previously with the hole in the middle there, so you do 1 piece under this way, and also 1 for the inner side like so. Next we put in the item number 10 facing from the inside like so. Now before I put it in, we put in 2 wooden dowel, 1, 2 on top, and also 2 at the bottom as well. Now we're going to install it in. Now before we put it in, we put in 2 locking device, 1 there and also 1 there, and also 2 on the top when we're ready. Next we align it in like this way and push it firmly down. If it doesn't fit, most probably the locking button is in position and you need to readjust in the way it's actually not is lined down. So give a few light tap like so, and then we're using a flat screwdriver and turning in the clock rotation positions. And by now the unit should look like this. Next we're going to put in the top piece in. Before we put in all the locking device to the top. Once you've done that, you put the other side of the panel in like so. Now as you can see, once it's in position, we line it up a bit. If it doesn't fit, use the screwdriver and line it up, the arrow from the locking button, to make it nice and straight before you can tighten it in like so. So when you complete, we flip it over and your unit should look like so for the bottom side there. Now we're going to assemble the top piece. Now we start with a piece item number 1L or 1R, as you can see in front of me, and then we put in the screw in wherever you see the plastic ring. Okay, we got 1 there, 2 there, 3 there, 4, 5, 6, and down here like that. So total 6 altogether for this piece, and we do also the same as the other side as well. When you finish, we also doing the hanger hinge, which is position 1 there, and also 1 the other side like so. So the piece by now should look like this. Next, we also put in the 2 item number 4R and 4L. The one that you can find, it's actually got a groove in the middle, as you can see. The slate with a groove in the middle, which we're going to put in the slate in the middle. First, each piece there we're going to hammer in. 1 wooden dowel at the end, 1 there, 2 there at the side, and also 1 on each side as well. Now we'll do the same for the other piece as well, but in opposite direction. So by now the 2 pieces looks like that. 3 up in the back like so, and then we tighten up the screw there clockwise to lock it in. Next, we're putting also the other pieces on the other side. Next, we installing this piece item number 1L, which is very similar to the piece number the pink one there, but this one actually in white, which is going to be located on top of the wardrobe. So with this piece, we install in 1 screw there, and also the other screw on the other edge where the groove is. Next, we're putting in the slide in. Now bear in mind, the groove must be run from the top to the bottom, line up like this. Make sure it's the right place. And also the locking button must be on this side there, and we tied it up in the clockwise position again. And the same thing, we're going to put in another slide on this side here. Before we put it in, we put in the locking button, and then we put it in the other side, 1 more piece like so. And once it's in, we lock it in as well with the locking button. As you can see, we lock it in like that. So by now the top piece should look like this. Next, we tilt the unit down on the floor like this. Next, when you finish, you put in the slide in and slide it in like so, and make sure it's actually nicely fit in the groove as well. Once you finish with that, we're starting with the left hand side of the wardrobe. Now we put in the piece that we have put previously in. Remember, with the hinge there. Now we put it there, tap it in, and then we put in, checking all through it, make sure it's all correct. Then once it's correct, we tied in 1 there, and the second one locking with device there, turning clockwise direction to lock it in. And then we do the same thing for the other side. Also lock in there and there for the right hand side of the cupboard. And by now your wardrobe should look like this for the top part. Next, we assemble this pink piece here, this pink piece. Now first, wherever you see a plastic ring, you put in the screw in, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 at this edge, 1 there, and also 1 there. So total 6 screw altogether. And by now it should look like so. Next, we put it in all the locking device, 1 there, the second 1 there, and also 1 there, and also 1 at the bottom. And then next we put in the pink piece with the rim there, lining on the bottom, which gonna meet with the slate that we have put earlier, like so, to the bottom.